guys, I'm Lauren and I run Lollitots stay and play sessions. I thought today I'd show the Simple Life residents some easy 5-minute activities you can do with your little ones with ingredients that you probably already have in your cupboards at home. So I'm going to show you how to make 5 different activities today that you can play at home if it's a rainy day or you just fancy staying home for a day. They're suitable for under 5s, but of course any age children will enjoy to play with them. So great for siblings, and you can do all of these activities in if you have a washing up bowl, a box, anything. I'm going to use tough trays today, but you can do these activities using anything that you already have at home. So we are just going to use ingredients that we already have in our cupboards. So a lot of you will already have these things at home, which makes these activities great for babies as well. Some paints are usually for over 3 years, but we're going to make baby safe paint today and it will be toxic free. Obviously, if you are using food to make any activities, always check if they do have allergies before you do use foods, but yes, we will get on with some activities. Okay, so our first activity we're going to make today is baby safe Play-Doh. So made from all natural ingredients. All we need for this one, it's very simple and easy. You need some vegetable oil, you need some salt, food colouring, flour and warm water. So firstly we're going to mix together 8 tablespoons of flour and 2 tablespoons of salt. Okay, then we're just going to measure 60 mils of warm water. And to our water, I'm going to add 1 tablespoon of vegetable oil. Then we can add in a few drops of food colouring. So whichever colour you would like to use. We're going to do a bit of orange today. And then we're going to give that a good mix together. And then we just pour in our water to our flour and salt and give that a good mix. Okay, and we keep mixing that until we get a nice consistency. And then we're going to just sprinkle a little bit of flour on our work surfaces. Then we can place our Play-Doh onto there and we're just going to roll it out a bit. Knead it so that it's all mixed together. If it is a bit sticky, just keep adding a bit more flour. Okay, so there we have it, our easy 5-minute Play-Doh. So if you've got rolling pins at home or cookie cutters, they can play with that, or they can just roll it up and play with it on its own. Play with it with toys. I've just made a green one there for you as well, so exactly the same, just putting in a different colour food colouring. This Play-Doh is also great because you can wrap it up in some cling film or in a sandwich bag and you can keep it in the fridge for a few days after the children have played with it. Okay, so for our next activity, we are going to make a muddy farm. All of these activities as well are great because you're making them at home. The children can get involved and they can make it with you. This is a really, really simple one. All we use is cocoa powder, plain flour, and I'm going to put some Weetabix with it today as well. You can use it with any farm animals you might have at home, or you can also play with it without the toys it's completely up to you. So I'm just going to show you how to make the muddy farm. Okay, so I don't usually measurements for this one. I usually go by the consistency that I like. So we're just going to pour in some flour. Then we're going to put in our warm water. Going to pour in some warm water. And some cocoa powder. This is just to give it the colouring of a muddy farm. Then we're going to give it a good mix. You want it still a bit sticky, but not too sticky. So we're going to add a bit of water to that. And then mix that up again. And it is literally as easy as that. 3 ingredients, and we can pour it out, and the babies can play in there, or children, you can play with your toys in there. And like I said as well, if you want to add some Weetabix in there, you can do. You can see how they can get nice and messy in there. So we can put in some Weetabix, like so. The great thing with making these with food ingredients as well is that it is easy to just wash away flour and water. And then we can put some farm animals in there as well. And there you have it, our muddy farm. Okay, now we're going to have a go at making some edible baby safe paint. Okay, all we need for this one is some flour, salt, food colouring, as we used in the other ones. I'm just going to use a mug to measure mine, as I don't always use the exact measurements, but if you are using measurements, you can do 1 cup of each. So just an equal amount of what you're putting in of salt and flour. And then we're going to mix it all up. And once it is done, I like to use reusable bottles, but you can just put it into bowls if you're just using it one time. I like to store it in the fridge, so I'll just fill these up and keep it in the fridge. So let's get started. So I'm just going to start by pouring in 1 mug full of plain flour. Okay, I'm then going to put in some salt. Now, recipes usually say about the same amount of salt as the flour. Oh, getting it on the side. But I like to do half of what I've put in of the flour, because otherwise it does taste very salty. Now, I know it's not to eat, but it is edible if the babies put it in their mouth, and if it's really, really salty, it isn't too nice. So we're going to put in about half what we did the flour. And give that a nice mix together. I'm then going to add in 1 mug, same amount of flour as I put in, of warm water. And give that a nice mix. Make sure all of that flour and salt is all blended nicely. Now I've just added a bit more warm water. It depends what consistency you like. I like mine to be a bit more watery for the babies, so that we can just pour it like that. But if you like it thicker, you don't need to put in as much water. Okay, now what I have just done is I have filled my bottles with the mixture we just made. Obviously, if you are doing just one colour, you can just drop a bit of food colouring into the mixture when it's still in the bowl, or if you are putting it into separate bowls, you would just do this instead of the bottles. But I'm going to put mine into the bottles so that I can keep them in the fridge after. So I'm going to do a drop of each food colouring into the bottle, shake it up. If it was in a bowl, you just need to mix it, and then we are done. So as you can see, I have just done a couple of drops into each bottle, and there we go. I've shaken these ones up, they've got a lovely colouring to them. We'll just do the last one. So literally just our mixture and a drop of food colouring, shake it up, and there we go. There are our edible paints. You can use these as finger paints. Oh, where are we? Just like that, or they can paint with them with brushes. And as I said, as you're making it, you can decide how thin or thick you want the consistency to be. Okay, so next we are going to do food painting. This is an activity you can use any food you have at home. I'm going to use an onion today, but you can also use apples, lemons. What's another one we like to use? Potatoes. So whatever you have in the cupboard really. And you can use our edible paints that we made earlier in this video, or you can use poster paints. It's completely up to you. So we're just going to cut up this onion and get painting. Cut up whichever foods you decide to use. I would do it into different sizes so that they can experiment and make different shaped pictures. And then they're just going to print those into the paint and let their imaginations run wild. So as you can see, as simple as that, a bit of food and paint, and they can make some pictures of whatever they like. And last of all, our last activity for today, we're going to make a dinosaur swamp. This is a really, really easy one. Again, you can use your edible paints that we showed you how to make earlier. Just some oil and water and a little bit of food colouring and grass from the garden. Also, you can use your mud, edible mud that we made earlier as well, if you want to add that to it, and some toy dinosaurs, or you could do this with farm animals as well. Entirely up to you. Really simple and easy. Okay, to make our dinosaur swamp, I'm going to add a bit of our oil, water and food colouring. Remember, you can do this if you don't have tough trays. You can do this in any bowl that you have at home, even a cardboard box. And we're going to add a bit of our edible paint. We can do that everywhere. The babies love to play with colours. And then let's add some dinosaurs in there too. So put them into our messy swamp water. Let's add a bit of green as well in there. Oh, it would help if we had the lid open. It's had a bit of green all over. And last of all, some grass, easy, straight out the garden. Sprinkle our grass all over. And there we have it, our dinosaur swamp. There we have it, all 5 of our easy, simple to make, baby safe activities. So thank you for watching, guys. I hope this video has been helpful to you. I hope I have helped some parents out on a rainy day. And children, don't forget to help tidy up.
Tidy, tidy, tidy up, and tidy up some more. Tidy, tidy.